All right, everybody, we have made it safely in for the night. We are at Ellensburg. We are at the KOA here in Ellensburg, and we are tired. We have had a heck of a day, so I'm gonna get back to you guys tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go over this travel day because it was one for the books. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, everybody, good morning. So let's talk a little bit about yesterday. So yesterday we left right outside of Twin Falls at Thousand Springs. We left Thousand Springs yesterday and we're heading back towards home. One of the big things I messed up on yesterday was not having a plan. This whole trip on travel days, I've just winged it and it's worked out just fine. And on this attempt, it just didn't work out. We were projected to hopefully make it right around the Oregon border, Washington border, and find somewhere to stop after about, 5 hours or so of driving. And that's probably the most you should probably do on a day, or at least for us, that's the most we should have probably done, and still try to have a little bit of an experience, somewhere. Anything more than that, you're almost just too tired to even, go explore or take video or anything like that. So among the many follies of yesterday, it just seemed like yesterday was just kind of the perfect storm. We ended up having some grease issues on one of our axles. I think we'll be okay to get home, but that was just another thing. We also had our four-wheel drive system service button show up, or alert show up on the dash while we were driving yesterday. That also made things interesting. But then on top of that, so we're getting to the middle of our day and we're starting to do our research and figure out, okay, where can we go? Can't find anywhere with openings, especially coming back into Washington, and I should have known better. It's a Friday, or it was a Friday when we were coming in. Most people are then going to be out. Most of our travel days have been during the middle of the week. You don't have as many issues. So we're coming back up through Washington. We're like, we got two options. We either got Ellensburg KOA, or we can try to go BLM out at Juniper Dunes. Well, we opted for the more scenic, rustic approach and said, okay, well, let's go do Juniper Dunes. So type it into, the MapQuest and say, take me there. Well, Apple Maps decided they had their own way of getting to Juniper Dunes, which was down a dirt road that we had no business being down. And by the time we were down at about 3 or 4 miles, we caught a sign that said, trespassing past this point, don't go past this point. So at that point in time, we still had a long ways to go on this road before we got there. We decided to just turn around and go the other direction. Already had just too much that day. So we're turning around, we get back to the main road, and I kind of figure out the path I should have gone. By this time, though, we're already up to 7 hours of travel. We'd already detoured an hour out of our way to get to this place. And at that point, I just had to go with what we knew. At that point, we called the KOA in Ellensburg and said, hey, do you have any more space left? They were like, yeah, we got a space. And we didn't want to pay the premium. It was like $70 to stay here last night. And we just bid it and said, hey, whatever. Then added another 2 hours of travel for a total travel hour yesterday. I want to say it was 10 or 11 hours with the time change. Way too much. So, lesson learned, if you're traveling hard and you're just trying to get from point A to point B, you can rack those miles up and rack those hours up. That's fine. But if you're trying to get a little bit of an experience out of it, 4 to 5 hours a day is probably the max you should do. I definitely pushed that yesterday, and pretty much when we got here, we were too tired to do anything, and kind of sucks. But I will reference that we did get hooked up faster than we've ever gotten hooked up before. I told my son, I'm like, we got to make this like happen, and we went through and we executed the perfect setup in like less than 10 minutes. It was it was amazing. So at least a little bonus after yesterday, but we're here this morning at the KOA. We slept in a little bit. It's a nice place here. We're gonna hopefully get the ruckus out and do a little mini ruckus review here. This place is pretty big. There's a lot of spots here, but it was good last night, and there's a lot of activities and stuff for kids and families to do here, so I'm pretty sure that's why the price is at such a premium for this place. It's a nice place. I ain't gonna knock it. I'm sitting here under a tree right now, and I've got a wooden porch thing I'm sitting on right now. It's nice here in the morning. So yeah, just make sure, if you're trying to make memories happen and stuff like that, limit your travel to 3 to 4 hours. Make sure you've got enough energy for when you plan to actually be able to do something when you actually get here. So that's going to wrap up this little mini segment here on our travel day. If you got value out of this, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more of our adventures. I know this is going to pretty much be close to the end of this round of videos on our road trip, but we have a lot more in store for the rest of this year and for the rest of this camping season. And hopefully, maybe we'll get back to being able to do some cruising maybe next year. We'll just have to see how that all plays out. But we're going to keep traveling. We're going to keep making videos, and we're going to try to help everybody out as best we can. So we will see you in the next video.